Hey, people, listen, hello. Welcome in the building. It's so glad to see y'all here. Y'all know the routine. When you come in here, hit that like button. That's your ticket on this train ride, okay? I appreciate y'all. So thank you. Hit the like button because we got stuff to talk about. The title for tonight's trending topic is called It's Getting Real. It's getting real. And what do I mean by it's getting real? I was praying to God that they will resolve this whole government situation before the 1st of November, which is going to be Saturday. But it's really, really sad. I don't do TikTok that much. But I'm gonna start getting more into TikTok, but they told me the videos on TikTok is rampant. I saw the article today with the people talking about what they're going to do if they don't get no check on the first. They said they running straight up in these stores and they just going to be taking the food that they need because they don't have anything to eat. I think it's a sad state in the world when we can understand that during COVID, people, needed extra funds. And why would you want to take away somebody's benefits now? I don't, it's heart wrenching to me. And that's an understatement. Heart wrenching to me. And I'm still, because listen, people, prayer works, so we got to all pray together. Let's just pray that by Friday Eve or morning or whatever, this thing gets resolved and everybody gets their check on the first, because this is just beyond devastating. So I do know that there is a physical address when you want to write the president of the United States a letter. There's a physical address that you can use. But I most recently found out, you can also send a message electronically. So, and over here, y'all never heard me call this man out of his name, right? He's the president. It is what it is. We got to deal with it. But I encourage everybody to write a clean, message to say, please, open the government back up and give these people their SNAP benefits. If you want to wing somebody off, that's a whole different day for another day. But just write a gentle message. I've been writing one every day. And let me see, did I save it on my let me see if I saved this so I could just show you where to go. And I'll try to put the link in the chat. Y'all gotta help me learn how to do these links and stuff. Let me cancel that. I'm gonna pull it up. Let me see. Just give me a minute, y'all. Let me see. Okay, so let me share a screen now because I just pulled it up. And this is going to be detrimental to all of us. So you see here simply www.whitehouse.gov, and you can write the White House a note without having to put a stamp on it. Remember, I said there's also a physical address, but if you click into this, it went to another screen. Let me go to the other screen. Let me stop sharing there and let me share again. Right here. So it's telling us, wait, I'll wait to come up. It's funny. It's saying the Democrats have shut down the government for 27 days, 20 hours, 4 minutes, and it's counting down the seconds. It's interesting how they're blaming one party, but I don't even want to get into that right now. But what I want to get into is that you don't even have to do a physical address and go old school and print it out and get a stamp and all of that. You can simply go to where I showed you before. You click on it, it brings you to this form, and you simply fill out your name and stuff and whatever and your address, and then you could put some comments in there, and it allows 4,000 characters, and then you simply hit submit. I mean, we all can most certainly do that. It's only going to take a few seconds out of your life to say, please open the government back up. And I know this whole thing is sad. I know this whole thing is very sad. But at this point, you said highlight and drop the URL in the chat, boo. Okay. Well, Roy, can you do it for? Wait, let me see. Copy link. Let me see if this will work. Copy. All right. Roy is telling me how to do it. All right. Let me see if I could paste. All right. I think I did it. Thank you, boo. Thank you, my nephew there. I think I did it. I think I put the URL in the chat. Okay. Please, guys, just send a note. This is for real, for real. Care about your brother and sister. And when I say brother and sister, I'm not talking about no particular race. I'm talking about all of us, okay? Because love everybody. We all in this together. This is beyond sad. And what we don't want is if you do have money, you don't want to go to the supermarket and getting bopped upside your head. We got to start really going old school and caring about each other. We really do. So click on that link. I did it. Thank you, Increase Matters. I threw it in the chat. Click on that link and just send a note. Remember, I said they say you get more bees with honey, and whatever that saying is. Don't go low. Do the Michelle Obama, go high, and simply ask, can you please open our government back up? That's all you got to do. Just a simple message, open our government back up. Give these people their SNAP benefits, because it's not only impacting those individuals, it's impacting the stores. Because these stores on the first of every month, they could complain if they want to about the people with the SNAP benefits. But guess what? Those people are coming in your stores every month and buying food. So thank you, Roya, babe. I love you. Okay. So please, please, please go write a message. We all have to stick together. These are very sad and hard times. And I'm just encouraging you, like I do every day. It takes 2 seconds out of my life, and I'm not writing a whole drawn out letter. I'm just simply writing, please, President, open the government back up. Give these people back their SNAP benefits. And I do too, because you can send a message to the president, and then you can send a message to the vice president. So I send 2 messages per day. And we gotta do our little part that we can, right from the comfort of our own home, to try to help the world. Okay. So that's that. So, and I bring that up to say that I appreciate Jamal Bryant. So we had just last week where Pastor Winans was talking about $1,200 ain't what I asked you for. And remember, I told y'all, in these rough economic times, for somebody to come up to the pulpit and have $1,200, God bless that person. God bless him. And so he talked about her. Then he came back and said we raised $600,000. And I don't even want to waste all my time on that. But I want to jump to Jamal Bryant, who said, listen, this was supposed to be a day where I was collecting money and raising money for whatever. He said, but I want you to keep your money and help your fellow neighbor or person who is going to be impacted by not getting these SNAP benefits, okay? Because it is real. It's real. People are going to be hungry out there. And remember, I don't care what the program is. I'm gonna give at least 80%, but I think the number's higher. 80% of the people that are benefiting from XYZ programs, they're not thieves, liars, and they're not cheating and stealing. They're not. Do you have those that are? Absolutely you do. But we don't want to talk about those. We're talking about the people who really need it, and we need them to get their benefits, okay? So we're going to talk about Jamal Bryant just giving a great message from the pulpit, representing what I would say what the church is about and what the people need to hear in these rough economic times, okay? And then I'm going to talk about tonight also, in this title called "It's Getting Real." It's a tragic, I'm going to call it a love triangle, right? And so let me tell you a diva thought here. When you are dating someone, whether you've known them for a while or you just met them, there are so many questions you have to ask. And I'm going to say, if you see a red flag, I'm going to say, for the betterment of self, if you like living and breathing on this side of the earth, you see a red flag, cut them loose. Cut them loose. Save yourself. Cut them loose. And why am I saying that? Because this story we're going to talk about today is where you have a girl and you got the ex-boyfriend and you got her new boyfriend. The ex-boyfriend seemed a little cuckoo. He wanted her back. The ex-boyfriend broke into her home and was waiting for her, right? And I guess he was hiding in the closet. And at some point, she comes home with her new boyfriend. Well, she goes to the bathroom, and in a lot, something's in me, but I could be wrong. Something in me is not feeling right about this story. Well, I'm telling you the way it is right now. She goes in the bathroom, and she said the next thing you know, she's hearing pow pows. She comes out the bathroom. Her new boyfriend on the floor, half dead from the pow pows. And her new boyfriend is standing there with a pow pow in his hand. And then he runs and he leaves. The new boyfriend dead. See, I'm telling y'all right now, we all see red flags, and the diva ain't gonna lie to you. And you sometimes, you know what? Y'all gotta listen to the older generation. We gotta go back to that, where the older generation, when they spoke, it was respected and the people listened. So the diva is your older generation. I personally have ignored a lot of red flags in different relationships I was in. There was a yield sign, I blew through it. There was a stop sign, I blew through it. There was all kind of people coming and messages coming, danger, 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 and I still walked dead into the fire. So if I could give y'all some information to tell you, don't go down road B, because road B is horrific, is horrible, it's not going to be nothing but pain and misery. Don't go. Don't ignore the red flags. It will bite you every single time. Not some of the time. Every single time you ignore a red flag, you're going to get a kick in the behind. Trust me. But we'll talk about this love triangle. And then the last one, this story is the TSA worker heartbreaking story. I'm a blend in the TSA worker because it all has to do with not getting these benefits come the first. I'm going to talk about the TSA worker who says she's working right now. She got 5 kids. She's not getting a check. And if they stop the SNAP benefits, she said legit, she don't know how her kid's going to eat. She don't know how she's going to eat. And she's afraid that she will be in the streets by Thanksgiving. Most of us, for the most part, is about 1 to 2 checks away from poverty. Most of us. You got the fortunate ones out there that, you know, that's not their story, and to God be the glory. But most people are about 1 to 2 checks away from poverty. And that's why I'm telling y'all, we have got to care about our brothers and sisters. We have to. And that's why I'm saying, go on that site, write a nice note. You don't have to get all gangster. I don't like you, this and that. You're crazy. No, write a nice note saying, please open this government back up and pay these people. Please give these SNAP benefits. I understand that you feel that some people has been on it too long. It should be working. Let's deal with that later. But for right now, open this thing back up. So we're going to learn this TSA worker story. And also the individuals that are straight up losing their mind already on the social media, letting the people know, they putting everybody on notice that I will be at Walmart, Target, the supermarket, whatever, just taking what I need if you're going to cut off my benefits. And that's not right. That's not right. But that's what the people plan to do because they don't know what else to do. And the food pantries, They see, even before SNAP benefits was taken away, they saw an abundance of people coming to the food pantries, and they said, we won't be able to service everybody at this point that will come. We got to talk sometimes, people. You got to talk about real live things. So tonight's trending topic is called "It's Getting Real." If you are currently being impacted by the government shutdown or the upcoming perhaps SNAP benefits, and maybe in your state they already stopped it, my prayers are truly with you. God says, and listen, I'm not trying to tell anybody what to believe over here, but God says when one or two or three come together in my name. So we have got to come together, keep our prayers up, and we got to care about our neighbor. People are going to be hungry as a result of this. It's not right. It's not fair. So we have got to come together. The military families are also going to the food pantries. This is sad. This is sad, Increased Matters. This is sad. So listen, people. Y'all know what I need in the chat. I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Tuesday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title's called "It's Getting Real." We got Jamal Bryant, the tragic love triangle, and the TSA worker and other individuals saying don't know how they're going to survive if they don't get their check on the 1st. Let me bring the people in. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo. Hey, Julius.
Hey, y'all. Hit the like button.
Hey, Katrina. And hey, Savannah. Okay, listen, we're going to go ahead because the last three stories I have, they're all connected to the government shutdown, the SNAP benefits and all that. So the first story I'm going to do is this tragic love triangle, and then we can roll right into all of the other stories that are connected, okay? So I'll do this love triangle first. So let me share screen 1 second. So the man hid in his ex closet to surprise her, shot and killed the new boyfriend she came home with, the police said. That is the individual, that's the ex-boyfriend that killed the new boyfriend. After hearing multiple gunshots, the woman says she rushed into the bedroom to see her new boyfriend shot and her ex-boyfriend holding a handgun before he fled with a comment about her playing games with him. A 23-year-old San Antonio man, Shiatique Deshaun Wilson, has been arrested and charged with murder after allegedly hiding inside his ex-girlfriend's residence before fatally shooting her new boyfriend, Noel Denzel Miller, early Sunday morning. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office, BCSO, stated that the alleged incident occurred in the 7300 block of Rovine Trail in Converse, just northeast of San Antonio, per the news, with additional details via Law and Crime. Authorities believe that Wilson had apparently snuck into his girlfriend's home while she was out. Let's take a listen.
It's 5:31, and this morning, a 23-year-old man is sitting in the Bexar County Jail, accused of shooting and killing his ex-girlfriend's new partner. This happened in Northeast Bexar County early Sunday morning.
KENS 5's Earl Stoudemire joins us now with some new information, and Earl, understand that deputies say the guy was trying to get his ex back when this happened.
Good morning, RJ Berry. 23-year-old Shiatique Wilson told deputies that he went to his ex's home, hid inside their daughter's closet, and waited to surprise her with flowers, money, and cocaine. Now, this home is on Rover Trail, and this is on the northeast side of on the east side of Bexar County, Rovine Trail, I'd rather say, and deputies say that Wilson broke into the home around 1 Sunday morning. When Wilson was hiding, he admitted to investigators he was drinking and watching videos, waiting for his ex to return. Deputies say Wilson's ex and her partner, 35-year-old Noelle Miller, got home an hour later. The woman told deputies when she and Miller got home, she heard several gunshots while in the bathroom. She told BCSO Miller was shot in her son's bedroom, lying on the ground, and Wilson was there with a handgun. The arrest affidavit says Wilson then took her phone and said, "Don't call on me," before returning the phone, leaving the area. Miller later died from his injuries. Investigators were able to track Wilson down at a friend's home a mile away from the scene on Chestnut Manor. Now, while detained, Wilson did tell deputies that he shot Miller, claiming self-defense. Now, Wilson, he said that he was trying to leave the house whenever he ran into Miller. They both drew guns on each other, and Wilson fired his weapon multiple times. Now, Wilson, he is in the Bexar County Detention Center and waiting indictment for murder with a bond totaling $300,000. Reporting live, Earl Stoudemire, KENS 5.
I don't like the way this case feels to me, but let me finish reading. According to the affidavit, Wilson told investigators he had gone to the house around 1 a.m., planning to surprise his former partner with gifts, including flowers, money, and cocoa. When he found the house empty, he allegedly decided to hide in a closet to await her return. The woman, who was not named in the report, returned to her residence around 2 a.m. with 35-year-old Miller. As the girlfriend went to the bathroom to shower, per the affidavit, Miller went to the laundry room to retrieve clothes. At that time, the woman said she heard several gunshots. Rushing into the bedroom and found Miller suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, laying on the bed in the doorway. She told authorities she saw Wilson holding a black handgun. Before fleeing the scene, Wilson allegedly made a comment about the woman playing games with him and told her not to tell on him. Wilson reportedly took the woman's cell phone, but then threw it back upstairs as she pleaded for it so she can call 911 and told her not to tell on him, according to the San Antonio Express News. He then fled the residence on foot, per the affidavit, discarding the weapon and other items as he jumped over multiple fences. After the woman told the police that her ex likely fled to her friend's house in the 800 block of Chestnut Manor, deputies were able to locate and apprehend Wilson at the friend's house, which was about a mile away from the scene. The victim, Miller, was found with a gunshot wound in the upstairs bedroom. He was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. During an interview with detectives, Wilson admitted to shooting Miller, but claimed it was in self-defense, asserting that Miller had pointed a gun at him first. Investigators later found multiple fired cartridge casings and bullet defects inside the home, but no weapon was recovered during the warrant search. Wilson is currently being held in the Bexar County Jail on a felony charge, with the bond set at $300,000. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Right. You should never have to feel unsafe in your own home. And condolences to his family, because I know he did not intend to come over to this girl's house to lose his life.
Mm-hmm.
And the audacity of this dude to say, "Don't tell the police it was me." Like, what? You literally just killed somebody in her house. What's she supposed to say? These people are crazy. I don't know what to say about these people. It really needs to be a mental test done on these people. I'm telling you, I think it's a lot of mentally ill people walking around this earth.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm feeling about the girlfriend right now. I feel like there's some details missing. And you bringing your ex-girlfriend some cocoa and flowers and what, I don't know. I'm not liking this. Julius, your thoughts?
It's messy and suspicious.
Yeah, come on, talk.
Messy and suspicious. Your new man on your floor dead. Excuse me, unalived
Uh-huh.
by your ex. So did you look? I ain't one to shame. What you wanted to have the both of them together? Shoot, because he said he came over with you with some cocoa and everything. Anywho, this is not adding up. And just like the suspicion from when that young lady went to Florida, this is another suspicious case.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Julius. Wayne, your thoughts? Are you there, Wayne? Okay. Callie, you're up.
Oh no. Hopefully, StreamYard is not being weird.
I,
Hmm.
I can hear you a little.
Can you guys hear me?
You can.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, because StreamYard sometimes does some weird stuff. So, so with this is a weird story. But the thing that makes always is baffling to me with these stories is that why do you want to go sit in jail over this? Like, why do you want to throw your life away over this? You had to have known that you weren't going to get away with this. So I don't know what exactly transpired, what led up to this. Maybe we're not getting the full story, but what I do know is that somebody who is 23 years old is going to jail for the rest of his life and somebody is unalived. When you could have just moved on and found a new girlfriend, if that's what you wanted. There's something, I feel like it's something cognitive happening with people where they're not able to perceive the consequences. I don't know if it's some facet of the autism spectrum that we haven't diagnosed yet. I don't know, but it's something really weird going on. Because he had no plan. How did he plan to get away with this? I don't know. It's very strange.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not gonna blame it on no mental health. I mean, I think people are just insane. I think they don't know how to, when someone no longer wants them, they don't know how to just get over it. And then we know also that the substances was involved. And you know, once you involve substances in the situation, that takes the situation to a whole nother level. We've seen it in the Diddy case. A lot of what happened with that Diddy stuff is because they was all on multiple different non-prescription medications. I'll put it that way. And he said he brought over what X is going to bring you over some cocoa, some flowers, and whatever else he brought. Yeah, it was the substances. That was part of it. And anytime you bring a pow to the situation 9 times out of 10 is not going to end up well. And he's claiming that the boyfriend had one too. Why was the boyfriend in the kids' room? I just don't like this whole story. There's something about this story that's ticking me on the side that's saying we need more information, because you walk right in the door. This is supposed to be your new man, and you walk right in the door and went straight to the shower. I don't know. I'm not feeling soft and pink about this story. Wayne?
Yeah, same here. I mean, first of all, I don't think it was no self-defense. However, I think it might be a situation where she's playing both of them.
Because he said that, right? You played me. Yeah.
He bringing flowers and cocoa, and as if like something was possibly planned. I don't know if she was trying to get rid of him or whatever. She didn't let him down easy. Somewhere along the line, I think he still think he had some kind of attachment and thought she had an attachment to him, still wanting him or something. I mean, did he have a key? If he broke in, wasn't some kind of like, I mean,
The
if you
door
come home
unhinged when you came home. Right.
when you find something odd, something different, I mean, out of place, your door open, or something. It just don't sound right. You know, for him to be there with flowers as if he was expecting something. Maybe he thought he was. I'm gonna surprise her, or you know. So that's what I think. I don't think it was it just happened to be there. I'm not accusing her of anything like that, but it just doesn't sound right that, you know, somebody in your home, you don't see paying attention to anything, you know, out of place, how they got in, the door was open, jammed, or whatever. It just doesn't make sense. That's it.
It doesn't make sense. The door wasn't open, and you, as soon as you got there, you like, okay, hold on, wait a minute. Why is the door open? Listen, he was playing games for sure, because he hid in the closet. But I mean, literally, you walk in the door, and as soon as you walk in the door, you jump in the shower, and then from the bathroom you hear the pow pow. Roy, your thoughts?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening, everybody. This is the perfect tale of when we lie to each other and we're not honest about our relationships and what we're doing with who, you know, and this is exactly why you have to keep it 100. Just based off of the details that's coming from this story, it sounds like that this young lady was in a lover's triangle, as you said. Old boy was expecting to come over, lavish her with some gifts, give her some flowers, deal her some drugs. They get high and they have a good night. But what he did not expect was the new boyfriend to be there. And they got into it. She was supposedly in the bathroom. What I found also interesting about this is when they reported this story, there's no real emotion behind this young lady. I don't hear that she was upset. I don't hear that she was frightened. I don't hear it's giving something bigger is to this story. It's giving she may be involved in this situation possibly. This is not normal. I'm not going to blame it on mental health. We all got enough sense to know when somebody don't like us that it's time to move on. And if you can't move on, then that's on you. You need to go work that issue out. But to take someone else's life over somebody that neither of y'all are married to or belong to, it's craziness. So there's more to the story.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm not feeling her. Savannah.
Well, I'm on the same train with you, Royer and Wayne. I had every same thought that Wayne had. I did have as well. There's holes all over this story. Because didn't he came in, took a shower just as comfortable watching TV, waiting on her, and she walks in.
Hold on, Savannah. He didn't take a shower. He came in first. He was watching videos and stuff, I guess, on his phone. Then he decided to hide in the closet. So when they came in, she went right to the shower. And next thing you know, the boyfriends, she hear pow pows, and the new boyfriend dead. But they claiming it was a break-in. Was the door like unhinged? Is not making sense. But go ahead. I just want to add that.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up, because I'm just I'm confused because there is holes all over the story. I think I'm not feeling her. I think she's lying. I think she was playing both men, because he came ready for a full night of connection with the woman. So and did you say they had child or no?
She has a child because the new boyfriend got shot in the child's bedroom, but the child wasn't there.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness that he wasn't there. And then both of them had weapons on a date. I don't get it. I'm confused. I think she has more to do with this story than we're being told. But I just think she was playing them both dirty. Wayne said everything I needed that I was thinking.
Okay, I appreciate it. I think she was playing them both 32, and for the simple fact that when he was running out and said, "Don't tell on me," he also said, "You know, you played me pretty much. You played me." So I think, you know, he was thinking.
You know what?
Something
just occurred. This darn reception. Something just occurred to me. I think they were setting this dude up to rob him, but the dude had a gun on him. I'm sorry, a weapon on him, and so everything went left. That's what I think happened, because the story makes no sense. I think that we're gonna rob the guy. The guy had a protection on him, and things end up going too far. That's the only thing that makes any sense in this story.
I'm connecting with you. You breaking up a little bit, Callie, but I'm connecting with you, right? Because
I can connect to that too.
Yeah, you connected that, right? Because it just doesn't make sense that you go in a home that allegedly was broken into, but you still go in there with nothing and you go straight to the shower. Let's keep it 100. We're all adults. Even if I'm coming home to hook up with this new man and I am going to take a shower, I'm not walking straight through the door and going right to the shower. You're going to be like, honey, you want something to drink? You want this? You okay? You want to watch the TV while I go take a shower? Something. You going straight to the shower. Next thing you know, from the bathroom, you hearing pow pows. Something in this story is not right. I'll stay connected to it to let y'all know how it all goes and how it ends up.
I was thinking the same. Okay, I'm coming. I was thinking the same thing Callie was thinking. She got my thought before I can get it out. I'm thinking that because first of all, you saying that this man broke into your house. This man ain't breaking into your house. He has a key. It was a setup. She brought him in, and maybe he was trying to do a D deal with him, and it didn't go right. He didn't have the right type of money or whatsoever. Because what's getting me is when you do this, you're gonna say, "Don't tell on me." No, because it was a setup. She brought him in the house. She brought the young guy in the house to be set up. And the thing of it is, he probably didn't have the money or the deal went bad, because you ain't no way that you didn't know this man was in your house, hiding in the hiding in the kids' room while he's not hiding in your room. That don't make no sense. She's lying. She's lying. It was a D deal that went down bad, or she was playing both of them, and she was still messing with this one, and that one came in and caught her at something like that too. But I'm still thinking it was a D deal that went bad, because ain't no way somebody came into your house and you don't see the locks jimmy, the door ain't got no crack in it. There's nothing. I mean, no window broken, no nothing. He's just sitting there with the flowers and cocaine or whatsoever, and he's trying to get back together with you. So basically, if he's trying to get back together with you, you ain't gonna tell me that you're not talking to this man. He's saying you playing me. So either she was doing both, and they got mad about it. But I'm thinking it was a D deal as well too, because she's full of crap. Because you come like you in the bathroom, you heard pop out, but you didn't come out to see what was going on. And then when they came out, they didn't find no weapon, but they found the cartridge. Okay, this girl is full of crap, and I feel sorry for the young man that's gone, because he got himself caught up in something, a web that he couldn't even get out of. She's ridiculous. But that's all I got.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to move on to our next story. And our next story, I'll start with Jamal Bryant and how, he turned things around and said something great, in terms of where the money should be focused at during these times, right? So first I'll play this.
Hearing from Metro Atlanta pastor who just asked his congregation to put the needs of others ahead of the church right now. During his sermon on Sunday, New Birth Missionary Baptist Church Pastor Jamal Bryant told his members, don't give money to the church, but to instead help those who may lose their SNAP benefits. SNAP recipients won't receive benefits as of November 1st if the shutdown continues. Sunday was supposed to be a day for the Stonecrest Church to raise $1 million, but Pastor Bryant says he is putting that campaign on hold until the government shutdown is over. Instead, he is encouraging members of his congregation to instead do things like bringing in canned food.
Congregation is supposed to be sensitive to the needs of the community, knowing that people are literally just trying to keep their head above water. So we're opening up our arms and opening up our hearts at the same time.
Every other Sunday, you may be familiar with this. Pastor Bryant says the church gives away groceries to about 1,500 people this weekend. He is expecting an even greater demand and planning to serve around 2,000 people.
Absolutely beautiful. Let me share screen again. So Pastor I don't know why that is there. Pastor Jamal Bryant swaps ties for food donations amid SNAP cuts and job losses. So with millions facing food insecurity amid the federal shutdown, Pastor Jamal Bryant is redirecting church giving to feed families in need. Another pastor is turning away financial church offerings for a very different reason than what we've seen this month on social media. Yesterday, Pastor Jamal Bryant, who leads New Birth Church in Georgia, revealed how his church will support communities impacted by the government shutdown, SNAP benefit freeze, and climbing unemployment rates. Instead of monetary offerings, Pastor Bryant asked the congregation to bring in canned food donations every Sunday in November to supply its King's Table drive-through food distribution initiative, which offers free groceries to those in need. We have a responsibility, he said in his sermon on Sunday. Our history is going to record that this president is the very first president in American history to starve his own citizens. On November 1st, SNAP benefits are cut in this country, impacting 42 million Americans. That is, ladies and gentlemen, 1 out of every 7 people. 1 out of every 7 people in this room is on food assistance. 1 out of 7 who are watching online are on food assistance. To God be the glory. Let's
with you. Give God some praise for our First Lady. Amen. Amen. I've been in earnest prayer, and Friday, the Holy Spirit arrested me, and it really shook me, but I got peace knowing that I was hearing the voice of the Holy Spirit. Since March, 300,000 black women have lost their jobs. Knowing that this is the highest unemployment rate for black people in over 15 years. Knowing that government workers and government contractors have been furloughed and have not received a check, even while senators and congresspeople are receiving theirs. Knowing that 43 million people are not receiving food benefits, the Holy Spirit arrested me in prayer. I was on a plane headed to Chicago, and the Lord dropped in my spirit, and I want you to hear the heart of your pastor, that I didn't feel in good conscience or in good faith or in good face that it would be appropriate today for me to do an over and above offering. I didn't feel like it would be right to ask people to march down with 5,000, 2,000, 3,000, and 1,000 when people don't know how they're going to pay their rent. They don't know how they're going to take care of their kids. Don't know how it is that they're going to eat. Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. I know that this ain't popular. I know this ain't going to go viral. They always talk about the negative stuff churches do. But I felt like we had a higher responsibility.
A higher responsibility. Amen. Today, our pastor made a powerful decision. Instead of collecting an offering, we gave back. In a time when so many are struggling, New Birth is standing in the gap, offering free food, resources, and help. If you need help, join us at the King's Table every first and third Sunday. Also, here are some resources for food and support. So they gave the people information. He continued, we're going to perform miracles while that government is shut down. What I'm asking for you is every Sunday in November, bring canned food items into church. Clean out your cupboard. Go to the supermarket, Publix, Costco, Walmart. Just don't go to Target, he said. We want to be a blessing to families in this city and in this community, not just this congregation. Additionally, the church will use the funds raised during their own initiatives like group therapy and morning prayer to fuel the King's table and ensure community members do not go hungry in these seasons of financial uncertainty. As previously reported by the GRIO, the ongoing government shutdown has not only impacted thousands of employees nationwide, but also the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program SNAP, which officials say will have insufficient funds to pay full November benefits if the shutdown continues. Knowing that since March, 300,000 Black women have lost their jobs, knowing that this is the highest unemployment rate for Black people in over 15 years, knowing that government workers and government contractors have been furloughed and have not received a check, even while senators and Congress people are receiving theirs, knowing that 43 million people are not receiving food benefits, the Holy Spirit arrested me in prayer, he shared. I didn't feel in good conscience or in good faith that it would be appropriate today for me to do an over and above offering. I didn't feel like it would be right to ask people to march down with 5,000, 2,000, 3,000, or 1,000 when people don't know how they're going to pay their rent. They don't know where they're going to take care, how they're going to take care of the kids, and don't know if they're going to be able to eat. Bryant noted various resources beyond New Birth's King's Table throughout his sermon, encouraging everyone listening. Beyond the local food distribution in Georgia, the pastor shared resources like findhelp.org, whyhungry.org/findfood, 1-800-5-HUNGRY, which help people find local support based on their zip code. I'm not going to do Giving Sunday until the Sunday after the government reopens. Oh my God, my heart is so filled right now. I want all of us to be able to give with clean hands and a clear conscience. And I don't believe that anybody should be able to be made to feel bad about not giving, he concluded. New Birth Church is part of the many organizations working to help alleviate the stress of the ongoing shutdown has placed on households. And this, he said it better than me, but listen, he's trained, he's elegant. This is what I was saying about the pastor last week. I told y'all last week, I have no problem with the church. What I was trying to say is what Jamal Bryant just said there. Nobody should feel bad that they don't have it. People come to the church to get healed. He is doing the right thing here. And he said, I will not resume this tithing and offering and above and beyond until a Sunday after that government is reopened. To God be the glory. God bless you, Jamal Bryant. Roy, your thoughts.
This is the perfect example of every saint got a past and every sinner has a future. We all, know about Jamal's past and his struggles and, his dealings in life. But this is the proof that this man has a heart for God and he has a heart for God's people, and also his wife to stand beside him and be in agreement with his prayer that God released to him, to know that he is truly spiritually being led by the Father, to be arrested by the Holy Spirit, to not collect money from the people who are in need. It is the people in the congregation who are in need. It is the people outside of the congregation who are in need. It is the people who are watching his lives every Sunday and during the week who are in need. I just, for a second, want to give a shout out to New Birth and Pastor Jamal and Lady Carrie. I'm not a member of their church, but they do awesome work. They have therapy during the week for their members where they have a therapist come in and talk about life issues. They talk about financial issues, how to become better financially. They are people that believe, what we talk about, Diva, all the time, that there is room at the table for everybody. And he is continuing to show up and show out for the people. He is taking care of the college students. He's taking care of the seniors. This is a ministry and a man and a woman of God who are doing the work for the community and for the people, and not to take praise from it, but to see everyone do better. And that put some respect on Pastor Dr. Jamal's name, period.
And go over to his page and leave a nice comment, because that is a word right there. To amen. God be the glory. Amen. In my opinion, your thoughts?
I love this turnaround for Jamal. I really do. He's coming out and being the voice for so many people that are in this troubling time that don't know how they're gonna make ends meet. And he's standing on it. I am so proud of the man that he is stepping into. You know what I'm saying? The man he should have been a long time ago, but he's showing us that change does happen. I love this for him. I really do. And Pastor Winans, you could take some notes, okay? While you up there shaming people for missing $800, you should have been giving back. But that's another story for another day. I do hope this story goes viral. I hope he's standing up there and showing pastors what they really should be doing, because it's not a lot of pastors that's out there standing on business like Pastor Jamal. Good luck.
Thank you. Callie, your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear me because I'm driving and this ain't the best area. But I
I
just
can
hope
hear
that
you
he's able to inspire others to do the same. You know, to me, this should be just common sense. Like, you know what I mean? It's like this ain't the time for you guys to be collecting donations to build a building. But you know, hopefully he can inspire others to do the same. I remember there was that other pastor that was telling people do not give money to the homeless and all kind of craziness like that. So this is great. I'm glad that somebody is stepping up and doing something. I really hope that this shutdown is over soon, because this is ridiculous. Because at the end of the day, these people are playing with our tax dollars. You know, this is not free money. This is actually our money. This is why this whole concept of getting rid of services makes no sense, because we still paying taxes. Those services are supposed to be there, you know, as a safety net, so that we don't have this like third world country type, you know, atmosphere here in America for the people that are falling or on hard times, or you know, just can't get it together, or what have you. So if you take that away, this America will not be America anymore. So hopefully they get it together soon. But I'm glad that somebody is trying to do something, and I hope he inspires others.
Thank you. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yes, ma'am. What I want to say is sometimes when you get with a woman, if you're not equally yoked, it's not gonna work anyway. So maybe the woman that he's with now is equally yoked to him, and he's doing a change for himself. And like we said, he helped with that Target thing. He didn't he didn't backpedal. He didn't do none of that. Now he coming out, he tried to go and, distribute Mary Jane, but they wouldn't let him do that because he was like that could help the community. But anyway, um, with the benefits is there. Mike, he's holding them up. He said they only release them in a state of an emergency. Like, man, this is a state of emergency. What part are you not living in? It's not a state of emergency for you because you still getting paid. These people are not getting paid. And yes, the military will get their check on the 1st, but if their shutdown is not done, they won't be getting it on the 15th. But you worried about saying we can only release these benefits if it's a state of emergency. So people going in these stores planning on robbing these people. Listen, if a person going to a store they planning on robbing, I'm not stopping you because you coming in that store with an intention. And why am I putting myself at risk in risk when this stuff is insured? But I can't get another meat bag. But you can always get another hamburger meat bag. What I'm saying is these people are ridiculous. They're playing with people's lives. They're playing with these people mentality. Some of these people ain't gonna be able to take it. It's gonna be a big blow up. I said this last week. I said this week. I'm telling y'all, it's finna get bad. Finna get worse. And this man do not care because he's over there in Asia, barely knowing how to walk and dance, and he don't care about the United States. He's selling us out bit by bit by bit. He don't care. So if you don't start doing stuff for yourself and making a way, educating yourself, learn what kind of food to eat, what kind of food you can plant. And I know it's a little too late, but it's still never too late. Get it together because this man do not care about the United States people, and he's doing everything that's for Democrats. Well, it's a lot of white people get food stamps more than black people. But either way, I'm not doing no color thing. But he's trying to do everything to bring down the low income people from the daycares, from the SNAP, from the ADC, all that. That's so ridiculous and sad. And I'm glad Jamal stepped up to did that for his congregation. And I know Governor Waltz, he put out $4 million for his to get to the food bank in his state, and to help people out. This man ain't putting out nothing to help the United States, and he got the money to do it. Mike got the money to do it, but he won't release it, and he said it has to be a state of emergency. I feel sad. I don't even know how to feel anymore. Because these people are making you numb. They're making you want to fight them. That's what they're trying to do. They want to make you fight so they can do martial law and take these people off the streets. Be careful. Just stay vigilant. Keep your head on. Try not to get stressed out because stress don't bring on them more worries and more health problems. Stay away from that. Make sure yourself is calm. Just do the best you can. Just hack it down and do the best you can. That's all I got.
Julius. And prayers for Jamaica, everybody. Prayers for Jamaica. Julius, your thoughts?
Yes, prayers for Jamaica. They just got hit by Hurricane Melissa. I'm hoping my best friend's dad is holding up all right. This was the right message. This is how you do it. Help somebody who usually depends on SNAP benefits. Help them in need. If it means going to the grocery store for them, help them. Do unto others as you want others to do unto you. Isn't that what the word says? And we have so many so-called pastors out here that are supposed to be teachers of the word. They don't follow it. We are in the midst of the most gut-wrenching government shutdown, I'm going to say, in 30 years. We have not had any kind of unprecedented shutdown as this. But yet one pastor is worried about a building. Then the other took the time to actually listen to Jesus. Listen to Abba. Listen to the teacher. And he relayed the message that Jesus said. That's how you know a real one from a fake one.
Wayne, your thoughts?
I appreciate that he could, he in his heart that he was able to, receive that message and do that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Tyler Perry give him $100,000 to help out rather than, because Marvin Wines just got $100,000 to help him with, I guess, that building, whatever he was raising for.
Mm-hmm.
This was intentional. This wasn't like, the SNAP benefits and all this stuff. It's all for a purpose. They've been working this project 25 for 4 years. And I know here people say, well, we only got 4 years of Trump, whatever. No, 4 years, we ain't gonna have no country. This is deliberate. The stores, I was watching today, the stores said when them SNAP benefits in, they closing their doors. They're not even gonna be open for business. Because the people already saying what they were gonna do. They even show people coming out of Walmart, grocery stores with carts full of food and putting it in there, So they saying they're not even gonna open up. I don't know how long it's gonna last. Trump is enjoying this. He said it. He said, yeah, the Democrats, they really, I'm able to shut down their programs. The SNAP programs, I'm able to shut their programs. And this is the punishment because they won't sign on and give up, funding for the Affordable Care Act, where people's premiums just going to go skyrocket. So he's enjoying this, and I really think that he's trying to push us into martial law. When people get hungry, people do crazy things. And if enough of them, I think they want people to riot. I think they want the people in the streets to have a reason to start martial law, have a reason to keep the government closed. So, y'all, we in for a long ride. Felicia been preaching it from most of the year. Protect your resources. Before they was even talking about cutting benefits, she was saying, protect your resources. Like she said, protect your resources, protect your resources.
But the thing is, Wayne, here, they have no resources, right?
I know, I'm not saying that to say that,
They
Diva.
wouldn't need SNAP. So how can you protect something that you don't have? They don't have it.
I'm not, Diva, I'm not knocking that. I'm just
No,
saying
and you got 300, he said 300,000 Black women lost their job. You don't think they want to protect their resources?
I'm not saying that, that because they not protecting their resources or whatever. I'm just saying she said that for the ones who do have the money and have to space it out. You got poor people before SNAP. So I'm talking about the ones who do have, still protect your resources, because this ain't gonna be out. This is not gonna be over overnight. It's a lot more to come, and I just don't think people think it's as serious as it is. Too much stuff illegally is going on that's done by the government. They unaliving people just because they're in the boat, just blow it up. They come in as the judge, the jury, and the executioner. They doing all that. So I think this is a ploy to get the folks out in the street and be able to call martial law. That's it.
My screen shifted a little bit. Savannah, did you go?
No, ma'am.
Go ahead.
So with Pastor Jamal Bryant, I appreciate the message that he has put out to his congregation, and for him shifting the message from what happened a week or so ago with Pastor Wyans and the lady leaving everyone a sour taste in their mouths, especially in the hard and difficult times that we're going in. I know in our area and also on Spanish TV, a lot of churches are doing the same thing, especially the Catholic churches are making sure that their food banks are stocked well, not with just food, but also with necessities and toiletries, because we're coming into winter months. And this is the time that people, because of change of seasons, people tend to get sick. So they're also making sure that they're stocked up on like Clorox wipes and hand sanitizers and things like that. So I've seen Episcopal Church, a lot of denominations are doing the same thing. So I'm so glad that Pastor Bryant has put a voice as well to the same cause. I also implore, and we all have to look within ourselves, everyone here that's in the chat as well as in the panel. We need to be supporting these organizations that are out there doing something for helping our community, the ones that will be affected by the loss of the SNAP benefits. So if you see an organization that is looking for volunteers, go ahead and volunteer, do a couple hours helping these food pantries stock, pack bags or boxes, or when cars drive up, do handouts, because that is one of their the resources that they are asking for. Is like, some churches here, they said that they did get a lot of donations, but it took them almost 2 days to get stuff put up on the shelves, or because they didn't have volunteers to come in and assist with the large donations that were given from like Amazon and other places. So if you see an organization in your area that needs some volunteer, please, because Wayne is right. Things are going to get really, really tough, especially now we're going into the holiday season and into the winter months. It's going to be really tough for every American. It doesn't matter your race, color, creed, age. We have seniors, single mothers, new mothers that are going to be affected by the loss of these SNAP benefits. And I did see today that blue states such as like Virginia, New York, California, they were tapping into their emergency funds so that they can keep the program going, as well as Colorado. They were releasing millions of state funds to be able to assist with people that are on SNAP. So those are the blue states that are actually coming up with a proactive plan to what is going to happen next week. However, the red states like it was Oklahoma and Arkansas, they had put out to their people to research and find where nearest food banks are, and that they would put out, information on where they can go get items on a weekly basis, but nothing about releasing any type of emergency aid. So that goes a lot to tell what is going on here politically, with them playing with people and their security, because starving your citizens and I think there isn't anything more lower. And he has said he's not tapping into the federal emergency fund as well. So he was leaving it up to the states to take care of their own people. And I do see the blue states being reactive, but I don't see anything from the red states. So we're going to have to be our brother's keeper, our sister's keeper, and look out for each other, and then support these organizations out there that need a helping hand to make sure that we can make it through these next couple of months.
For sure. I'm still, praying to God that Friday there is a turnaround. Did I skip somebody on this subject?
Diva, I just wanted to say something real quick. If there is anybody that's in the chat, or if you know somebody that is struggling, 611 will help out. It helps out with a lot of stuff. You can find out where the nearest food pantries is, who's paying power bills, who's helping out with rent. If you need clothes, they also help out with Christmas. All you have to do is call them and give them your zip code, and they will tell you the nearest people that can help you with whatever your need is. So we don't have to struggle together. You know somebody struggling, please tell them to dial 611.
And they can also go to call the Salvation Army, because the Salvation Army gives out toys for tots, and they give out food baskets as well. If you got kids that need toys or whatsoever, they do it every year. They do toys for tots, and they're a good organization.
Yeah, thank y'all for that information. So let me just add, is they say Ray of Sunshine says that 611 in any state?
Yes, it's in every state. It's 611, and you can also look them up online if you don't want to call nobody. You don't want to talk to nobody. It's also online. 611 is in every state. All you gotta do is dial 611.
I thought that was 211, because 611 is your phone
Oh
personnel.
yeah, 211
It's
connects. That's right.
211.
211.
Thank you, everybody, for that. Yeah, 211, they saying. Okay, so fuming SNAP recipients threaten to loot if food stamps are cut on November 1st. They said, stay the F out of my way. Things is getting real, y'all. This is real. SNAP recipients are taking to TikTok and threatening to loot grocery stores if their food stamp payments don't go through on November 1st due to the government shutdown. I'm going to tell you straight up like this. I just got the text that the link is definitely cut the F off for November. Y'all better stay the F out of my way in these stores, because I'm walking in I'm walking out with carts, and I'm not paying for SHIT. One angry SNAP recipient fumed on TikTok. Another added, you know what? Since they want to take food stamps away, I'm going to go to the effing Walmart, grab anything I damn want, put that S right in the basket, and walk right up out that B. I'm not paying for a damn thing, another said. This is going to impact us all. Appropriately, 42 million Americans, or 1 in 8 people nationwide, receive Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, SNAP payments, formerly known as food stamps. The payments, which average $350 per month per household, are deposited monthly on debit cards that can be used on groceries and other food at supermarkets and convenience stores. But those benefits are set to be cut off November 1st after Democrats voted for the 13th consecutive time to keep the federal government closed Tuesday. The Senate, which needs 60 votes for the government funding measure to pass, rejected the GOP-backed bill with a 54-45 vote. An announcement went out via text message last week to SNAP beneficiaries, warning them of the imminent pause in the program, prompting a flood of videos angrily denouncing the move. I'm going to be stealing like it ain't no tomorrow. I'm going to have one of my cousins with me that'll punch your A so hard you think a jet to Holiday hits your BA. If you think ain't going to walk out that store, a reference to a UK-based budget air travel provider. Another woman blamed President Trump for the closure. Trump done effed up. Let's just make it clear, okay? He's talking about people not getting food stamps in November and probably not December. He better get ready because it's about to go down, she said. What you're going to learn is you don't play with Black people food stamps, okay? So get ready because people are about to just start taking stuff. I'm saying stuff. She said a different word. SNAP benefits have never been cut off before due to a government shutdown. During previous shutdowns in 2018 and 2019, the U.S. Department of Agriculture paid out the distributions early to avoid any delays in payments. The USDA announced last weekend that it would not tap into the $6 billion in contingency funds to keep SNAP funded for another month. The Trump administration said earlier this month that it would divert revenue from tariffs to continue WIC and some other programs for women and children. Shortly after the USDA SNAP decision, 26 states, including New York, filed suit accusing the department of illegally cutting off food assistance and seeking a temporary restraining order to force it to use contingency funds to keep the program solvent. SNAP is one of our nation's most effective tools to fight hunger, and the USDA has the money to keep it running. There's no excuse for this administration to abandon families who rely on SNAP or food stamps as a lifeline. Embattled New York Attorney General Letitia James said in a statement, the federal government must do its job to protect families. If SNAP benefits do cease as announced, it will mark the first lapse in the program in its 60-year existence. The people are losing it because they don't know what other way to fight this thing. In my opinion,
I'm praying that, our people don't go out here, and when I say our people, I'm using it loosely, but our people don't go out here and take and buy into this audacity of you deserve this because you're on a program. Listen here, that ain't gonna do nothing but get you either unalived or in jail. And we don't need none of our people unalived or in jail because of some benefits. You stay prayed up. You do use the services that are out there, and you keep your prayers. I know it's gonna be hard, and I know it's stressful, but you cannot lose everything that you got going on in your life just because you want to go out here and take something. I'm hoping that we have better sense than that.
Thank you, Katrina.
Yeah, Diva. Like I said, all this is a big setup. So he can do martial law and put them in prison. And then the thing of it, Diva, I'm still like this. If you're gonna do something, why you on the dang internet telling people what you finna do?
I mean, they're frustrated, right?
I mean,
So
they frustrated when they're
the,
supposed to be waiting.
the idea is that what's really going on here is people don't know what to do. And everybody now puts their grievances out on social media.
They
So
need to stop that because the
yeah,
folks gonna be
but
waiting
you
for. I'm sorry.
gotta
Go ahead.
but the thing is, when we tell people don't do this, we gotta give them a contrast of what they should do. We can say this and that, ba 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 ba, but what we gotta do is you gotta help people figure out what is the alternative. Because when you are single or you are disabled and you're sitting there and they're telling you your benefits are not coming, you're starting to lose it because you're thinking, what am I going to do? How am I going to eat? How am I going to feed my family? Where am I going to live? Right? And
That's true.
it's easy to say, well, don't do this, but okay, well then tell me, what am I going to do?
But no, what I'm saying is, Diva, if you're gonna do it, just do it. You telling the folks what you gonna go do? Don't you know they're gonna have police officers and stuff like that in these stores because they're putting out what they're gonna do. I'm not saying I know what you're saying that they panicking and they don't know what they're gonna do. But I'm just saying it's the art of the surprise. Don't be on the YouTube telling the folks what you finna do. They gonna get the guards and make sure you don't even get in there. That's what I'm saying, and I feel them. Don't get me wrong. I feel them. And I feel, I mean, it's frustrating to not know where your next meal is coming from, especially when you got children, or you getting put out on your Section 8, or you getting put out your house because you don't have no job to pay your rent, your mortgage, because they ain't laid you off. I know how these people feel. I know they frustrated. But what I'm saying is stop telling people what you're gonna do and do it. Because these people gonna have these people in place just so you could do it because they know you coming to do it. And something gonna happen. It's gonna go down. Somebody might be end up in the hospital, somebody might end up in handcuffs. It's sad. It's just so sad. And I get everything that you're saying because I feel you on that one too. But it is so sad. And then Christmas and Thanksgiving, girl, it- this man is a demon. I don't care what nobody say. But I'm done. I'm done.
Thank you, Savannah.
Clearly, these people are frustrated. And when you're met with food insecurities and how you feed your children or seniors who depend on their SNAP benefits as well, people get desperate. And, they're going to take whatever actions they deem necessary to make sure at least to have one of the basic necessities, which is food. This is just absolutely heartbreaking, and it's scary. It's scary because we don't know what the next is. And even if the lawmakers agree to open the government back up on Friday, it's still going to take a few days before benefits hit your account. So one thing I know about us, us brown and black people, is we're very resilient. We're very resilient, and we know how to make ends meet. I came from a family who used state benefits when I was young, and my mom knew how to make at least 10 dishes out of a potato. And we know how to be very resilient when that time comes. But going into the stores and looting is not the answer. It clearly is not the answer. Use the resources that are out there. This is when you need to know where your food banks are going to be, and like in my opinion, gave out that information on 211. Programs that, because it's not just SNAP, there's also going to be WIC, the program that helps young mothers and new babies. That's also going to be cut. There's so much that these low income families are going to be losing because they are they're the chess piece that he's using against lawmakers to bend to his will. And regardless if they open the government, then your healthcare premium is going to go up. In some cases 2 to 3 times. So there is going to be financial hardships, whichever way we look at it. And we also have to start looking at ourselves, because these are the people that we voted into office to represent us. And whether you're red, blue, green, white, purple, independent, I don't care what color you are. These are the lawmakers that are up there not doing nothing for our best interest. They're still getting a paycheck. They'll have a great Thanksgiving meal and not worry about how to make ends meet. I agree with Harvey. I think we showed that about a week ago, where we needed to vote all of them out. I agree with Harvey 100% that we need to clean house. And the people who did not go to vote last year, this is what happens when you stay home. This is exactly what happens, the outcome, the repercussions, because you stayed home. And I just think we need to be smart, know where your what's in your community, what you can use, and just don't risk your freedom. And because if you go to jail, then, and if you have children, then now we have children in the foster care system. Like it's a lose-lose situation. So protect yourself, protect your home, and know where your resources are in your neighborhood.
100%. So let me just show something, and I'm coming to you, Wayne. Let me see where I have this at. I think this is the one I want to show, or is it this one? Hope it's this one. Okay. We all learned about Maslow hierarchy of needs, somewhere along the lines in school, right? And there's no way you can get to the top without passing through these lower levels. The basic level, nobody's thinking straight or doing anything else when they ain't breathing, they don't have food, water, sex, sleep, homeostasis, and excretion. If you don't have the basics, you're not going to be rational with the other above levels. It just doesn't work like that. You got to have the foundation. These people are losing their basic foundation, and we're like, don't. And yes, it's true. We don't. We tear up our own neighborhoods when stuff goes wrong. The same neighborhood that when stuff starts to turn around, we got to live in. So I would never encourage anybody to go steal this, that, whatever. But I am saying that we definitely, like everybody was saying in here, with the go to 211, find yourself a food bank, do these other alternatives. These people are losing it because even while they have SNAP, they never had a basic pipeline to say, how do I get out of this, right? But even still, let's just pretend they got out of it. When I was growing up, the family, like anytime you had a government job, that was like hitting the lotto. And here you had people that have government jobs that are working and not getting paid, or some of them just been straight up furloughed, right? So you did the right thing, and you like, well, damn, how am I here? How am I here? I worked, I went to school, I did everything they said, and now I've been laid off. So there's people with degrees that are suffering. There's people with no degrees that are suffering. There's people that receive benefits that are suffering. It's so we got all economic levels and all different walks of life of people that are suffering right now. This is beyond sad. This is so wrong on so many levels. And yes, voting is a part of it. But the other piece of voting is that sometimes we got to choose between A, B, C, and D, and ain't none of them worth a dime. So you might as well roll the dice and say, okay, who do I take at this moment? It's just sad. It needs to be just the whole voting and how things get voted in or out. Everything needs to be revamped. This is beyond sad. Wayne, your thoughts?
This is the time when the influential people of the neighborhoods, like the clergy, like maybe doctors, whoever you listen to, whoever can get a word in your ear. But this is the time when the clergy, the churches, You got darn near churches in some neighborhood on every corner. You got these mega churches. They got all this money. And they don't have to take a collection every Sunday. They need to get up there to be able to speak to the people, because I don't care how hungry you are, you can't be stealing. There are consequences for it. You coming out of Walmart with a full cart of groceries that you ain't paid for, and the cops come, it's a felony. You're going to go to jail, and guess what? Your kid's going to still be hungry.
Yes, you better talk, Wayne. That part.
We're in some times now that maybe we wouldn't think about doing things, that we should do. Somebody said in the chat, we need to help each other.
Yes.
I mean, if you have to have a family over, say, like, look, I got some chicken, I got some potatoes, I got some greens and stuff like that. Come on, bring the kids over.
Yes.
If we all did that as a community, it would help out. A meal would help out. Maybe I could do a meal today, and if somebody's really, really having it hard, maybe Katrina do a meal tomorrow. You do it the next day, Diva, you do a meal. These churches that's on every corner, they taking these people's money. And this is the opportunity they have now to give back. Show them.
Yes.
Don't be telling them, oh, God gonna bless you. If you can squeeze out $100, you can really get it and come up to the $100 line, you can get a blessing. And these people ain't got pot to piss in or window to throw it out of. And you want them to give. I can't believe it. Lady bring $1,200 to the church, and you gonna complain because she didn't give it the way that you said give it. $1,200 could feed several families. You don't want to get the way you see in some of these these third world countries where they glad to get a bowl of rice, the kids, and some milk. Collectively, the people who can help the people who can't. And a lot of these churches can. I know we got other organizations and stuff like that, but Black folks, most go to Black churches and give their green money. Now's the time for the church to step up.
And a lot of them are. And I think that Pastor Bryant, I'm gonna leave Juan is out in the past there. Pastor Bryant, I think he set the blueprint, and I truly do appreciate him. So I think
they need to be speaking on and telling people, look, you can't go out there and do this. You can't go out there and steal. It's not right. Because you have it hard, don't mean you can go over and make somebody else's life hard or harder, taking their stuff. So this is stuff that the same way on 9/11, when all the people came together, they was raising the flag, waving the flag, everybody, black, white, red, yellow, green, everybody was leveling on each other, patriotic for the country and everything, because that's horrible thing. Well, guess what? We about to have a 9/11 now. And it'd be more than 3,000 people.
Yeah.
People don't get their medicine, guess what? They're gonna die. It's as simple as that. If you have an issue that you have to take medicine every day, you don't have it, you're gonna die. So I think if we collectively come together, everybody do a little something, to help feed somebody. Like one of the old ladies on these commercials said, she said, we fed 10 people with a pack of chicken. You may not be able to give them steak and all that, but a pack of chicken, some potatoes, collard greens, everything go a long way. You can feed a lot of people.
Yeah, and you can do a spaghetti dinner. Let me move on, Wayne. Roy, your thoughts?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I think this is also a big time for us to look at who these individuals who are in office, who are holding, the coins from the states. We have voted these people in. We are now at this point needing to hold them accountable to what we have voted them in to do. I think when it comes to the robbing situation, no, people should not go out and rob. But Diva, what we have right now is a conflict issue in our government. We have a president who has been convicted of multiple felonies, who has gotten away with robbing other people, when it comes to his construction, when it comes to his business deals. We currently have a president who has broke the law over and over again. And it's contradictory for people, for us to tell them not to do something, but we have a man who's leading the country who has done the very things that we're asking them not to do.
Yeah, but
it's contradictory, and it doesn't justify it. I'm not saying that it justifies it at all, but I can understand or see how people would feel the way that they feel. Does that make sense?
I
No.
mean, no.
Okay.
Listen, listen. There's crooked people everywhere besides the White House, right? And because those people are sitting behind bars, Rikers Island, Metropolitan Detention Center out there in Brooklyn or wherever, that don't mean just because they're there, like we're going to do it. I understand, we all revert back to the president and his wrongdoings, right? But at the end of the day, it's not Obama, right? We have known for many years that no matter what it is, we can't do what they do, period, right? So whether he was going to be sitting there as president or not, he was going to get away with because he don't look like us, right? So I don't want to focus so much on president the number 47 right now. I really don't. I want to pull the focus back on how do we do change? How do we survive this? How do we come together, right? And I think the bottom line is that 100% don't go out there and steal. Don't go out there and do riots. Don't go out there and do something crazy. Because at the end of the day, when it all comes out in the wash, you will still be in trouble. And then things will start to turn around, right? So I'm 100% in belief that this is going to turn around. I'm praying to God that it turns around sooner than later. But in the meantime, we need people to know that there's other resources out there. There's people that care. But what you can do with your immediate family is like Wayne said, y'all come together and eat together. And maybe it's going to be a time where we actually be families sitting back down together, eating food together. Excuse me. I grew up in the Bronx. I grew up in an apartment building, okay? Shout out to anybody from the Bronx, Brooklyn, or know what I'm trying to say when I'm talking about that grew up in apartment buildings. I did not grow up with money, okay? Grew up poor. And there was times where my mother would say, go upstairs to so-and-so house and ask them to give you 2 eggs and I'll give it back to them later, or whatever the case may be. And I would go up, get the 2 eggs and come back down and get some milk or this, that from the other person. And my mother would make breakfast or whatever she was going to make with them eggs and did whatever what she had to do. I had a lot of spaghetti dinners because pasta goes a long way. So all I'm saying is I think the idea that I want to come out in this conversation is how do we survive these tumultuous times? And I want to say, I'm going to lean back to what Wayne said. We got to come together. If you know your cousin, your uncle, your brother, your neighbor, you come over. I made dinner. I got enough for you, my kids, and your kids. Let's all come over here and eat, okay? Let's share. Let's figure out if you know somebody. There's some people that they know how to make these one-pot meals, right? And it don't cost a whole lot of money. Come together, learn how to make these one-pot meals. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. We're going to get through this. We're going to come out on the other side. And I think the bottom line afterwards is to understand how important it is, the person that we select to run this world. But I also think there's other changes that have to happen. I think there needs to be an age limit. It has to be a cutoff. You can't be 80, 90 Indian losing half your mind, got an auto pen signature. And this is not me trying to throw shade. Having an auto pen signature is just not right. We don't need that. And you're just you at a time where this world is going crazy, and you're talking about building a $200 or $300 million ballroom, and there's people that are hungry. We gotta figure this thing out. And my thing is, my directive, what I want it to be is, what is the answer? And the answer is, you eat together, you make meals together. If you have the ability to, even if you got a little space or a little garden, start to figure out how to grow some of your own food. We got this. We can do this. We had ancestors hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago that did more with less. We are going to have to figure out how to do more with less and survive this. Don't let them turn you into something you are not. To me, when you want to go and resort to, the first thing that comes to your mind is, I'm going to go rob and steal. That's something in you. You're not going to have me resort to something I am not. I will go buy 20 boxes of pasta and eat pasta every night before I tell myself I'm about to go rob and steal. Callie, did I come to you?
Oh, no. I just want to say that Walmart has grossed billions of dollars by coming into communities, running small businesses out of business, not paying the workers correctly, cutting their hours so they don't get health insurance, and a whole slew of other unethical things. Nobody shouldn't have to take it. They should give it back. They owe it to the community. And I'm tired of people thinking it's cute for these people to be billionaires. This is how we got in this situation. These people are billionaires because they are working the system in a way that's actually taking from you and making you poor. We used to have neighborhood markets. Walmart came into a lot of communities and ran those people out of business. Also, our government subsidized people to open up liquor stores and bodegas and all of these things that aren't even real markets that also ran those people out of business. So in all honesty, what is Walmart doing to help out? Because they should be doing something, because they're part of the reason why we're in this situation. Also, we got to also look at the other, I know people have said this, it's not just one man. We got to look at these other people in this office, in these offices. This is not being done by one man. The only thing he's not doing is releasing the emergency funds. He's not a member of Congress. Congress is doing this. Now, as far as how we survive, I'm not naive. I'm from the hood. I know that there's some people who literally ain't got nothing, and the person next door to them ain't got nothing. When that food stamp card go to zero, that's it. That's all they got. And sometimes they're not in community with people that can help them. Those are the people that I really would urge to reach out to the food banks. Seriously, because I do know that those people are out there where the person next to them is also on food stamps. The person across the street from them is also on food stamps. The one person they know that's not on food stamps, they've been laid off from their job and they living on unemployment. So I literally know some people that are in that situation. I would just say, try to find the food banks. Hopefully there'll be, more outreach. Hopefully more people will be inspired by what Pastor Jamal is doing, and try to, see what we can do to get out here and help people, or to get some of this food from the food banks to the people. Because I'm very aware, I volunteered before, that sometimes the food just spoils because nobody comes and gets it, because there's not enough people that know about it or have transportation to be able to get there to pick the food up, and or to store the food properly and all of that stuff. So I do know, kind of how that works with them really needing people to come and help with these food donations, because if not, the food's going to end up in the trash. And we definitely don't want that. I'm really hoping that this situation will be resolved, and that maybe this is just a good wake-up call. But what I don't like is people just assuming that, oh, we just got to get rid of 47 and everything will be fine. That is not true. The other side was basically doing something that was going to create these same economic circumstances. They were just using a different method to do it. And this is why I'm with Harvey. They all have to go. Most of these people are wealthy, they're out of touch, they don't understand what's going on with the common everyday American, and they do not have our best interests at heart. And definitely not no billionaire. We saw what Tyler Perry just did, giving that stupid man that money. That was ridiculous. Why would you give this man 100? This is how out of touch these people are. So of course we shouldn't have those people in public. Those people shouldn't even really exist. That's a whole other conversation of how we have allowed them to create this pyramid scheme of an economy that keep mashing us down to the bottom. And we sitting up here talking about, well, I guess we got to scrap and save, while the family that owns Walmart, they multi-billionaires after they done came and ran all these people out of business over the past 30 years. And now we don't even have neighborhood markets we can go to and that are a part of our community. This is, yeah, we got to really, as Americans, we got to make some changes, or otherwise there will be no more America as we know it. This country will be just like all of the other countries on this continent, excluding Canada. And that is what is going to happen. And that is the plan that's in place by both of these parties. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully, more people, hopefully we won't be in this situation come Friday, but hopefully if so, that we'll have more people like Pastor Jamal and that will really take initiative and try to get food out here to these people. I don't want anybody to have a criminal record or to get themselves in trouble or even unalived by an officer or anything like that, trying to take something out of a store, and different states have different laws. Some states you can do that and they can't arrest you if it's not over $1,000. In some states they can. So, I don't want anybody to even try it because you could get hurt.
Thank you, Callie. I think y'all need to start by going and sending a message, writing to the White House. There's power in the people, but you have to actually come together and do it. I showed you where you don't even have to use a stamp. Send a message. Send a message, Julius.
So I also want to say, and this is something I've been reflecting on, and it's something Miss Felicia always says, we need to harness our resources. We need to think of the long game, and we need to think ahead.
Julius, see, the thing is, hold on one second. I want people to say stuff and understand what you're saying, right? Really. If I'm on Snap, what resources am I harnessing where they give you barely enough to get you through the month? And most of those people, they are waiting on bended knee for the first before this situation. They're waiting on bended knee for the first so they can restock the food. What am I harnessing if I don't have extra? You got the average everyday working person that is 2 paychecks away from poverty. How can I harness when I can barely keep my head above water? We can't say things and don't have the plan behind what we say to help the people. How do you tell me to save $1 when I'm barely coming up with my $1,800 or my $2,500 rent every month, feeding myself, paying my insurance, and paying my car note? We have got to stop giving lucid, broad statements that everybody understands. But if I'm barely making it every month, where do I save $1 to protect my resources? Right? So you have, again, those 300,000 individuals. They said Black females. Do you not think they was trying to protect their resources? But one of their resources was their job that they was going to every day is gone. So when we say that, I understand the thought behind it, but we can't say to somebody, I've been looking for a job for 5 months. Oh, did you go to McDonald's? I went there. Did you go here? I went there. You got to give somebody something beyond that than just words of saying, protect your resources. I know to protect my resources. I also know to protect my health, right? I also know to do this. But if I don't know the plan of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, how do I begin to protect that, right? So I can't go tell a person that's not getting their SNAP benefits on Monday or on the 1st, protect your resources. What does that mean to them? What does that mean to them?
Nothing really. And now they can't buy. They want these people to go in there to buy healthy foods, no processed food. Do
And
they
that stuff is
understand that is so?
expensive.
It is so
Yeah, it's expensive.
expensive. Like you can't. I mean, you even though you're using food stamps, but that stuff costs a lot of money. That's why the people be getting the chips or whatever they can get to feed their kids to make it go through. Because the healthy stuff that they want these people to get, that costs a lot of money. They have those fruits and vegetables so high that people can't hardly afford them. That's why they go on the what you call the true value line and value good line, because they can't afford the regular stuff. And they know this. So they doing the best they can, but they trying to cut this out off of food stamps. And yet still this man sitting up there drinking 20 Cokes a day, but you telling the child that he can't have one. This is crazy.
Here's the thing, right? Even when you buy canned foods, at some point you can't buy 100 cans of 50 cans of string beans, 50 cans of corn, because at the end of the day, at some point those items are going to go bad, right? So and I think the idea of protect your resources is I shouldn't be going out here buying pocketbook shoes and bags, and in the meantime we're in like this economic kind of crisis, so to speak.
Well,
but
that's what I mean by
but we're talking about people who are not even thinking about purchasing those things because they never had the means to really get that stuff because they're on SNAP and they're living day to day, literally they're living day to day, moment to moment. So when we get people past a certain angle, the idea is to tell them is that, by any means necessary, try to have multiple streams of income. And then you go to the next step, multiple streams of income, not you working 3 jobs and never sleeping, but you having some job that perhaps will make you money while you're sleeping, right? There's a word for that. I can't think of the word right now, where you have some type of business that is
Passive income.
Thank you. That is working for you while you sleep. Like say you sell something online and people could be purchasing while you're not even off of your website while you sleep or whatever the case may be. So what I'm saying is thank you guys for the passive income word. What I'm saying is that we can't just throw out broad words and tell people to do this, do that. You got to give people the blueprint on how to get to do those things, right? And so once I make sure you have secured your eating, you have secured where you live at, and you're comfortable paying those bills, now I can talk to you about perhaps getting a second income from somewhere. Now I can talk to you about putting $1 or 50 cents over here in savings and never touching it, because I got you past this level right here where you're not worrying every night on what you're going to eat for dinner or how you're going to pay your bills. So that's why I don't like broad statements out there is protect your resources, because after 2 checks or 3 checks not coming in, I ain't got nothing to protect because I don't have nothing else to pay for me to keep this roof over my head, right? So we got to get people the tips like he was giving, go to the food banks, do 211. We're telling the people, join a family or a neighbor or something to eat dinner one night. So maybe that's one less night that you have to worry about dinner. Different things like that. I have a neighbor. I do not have a personal backyard space, but I have a neighbor that is growing vegetables on her deck. I went out there one day, I saw her little contractions or whatever, and she said when some of her stuff start growing, she'll give me some. But that's resourceful, right? She doesn't have backyard space, but on her deck, she made like this garden and she's growing her own vegetables,
Now, I'm not
They
trying to be doom and gloom, but I
got
even went today to get some stuff for my garden. That stuff is expensive.
no. They
Right.
have innocent grow
Go ahead.
beds that you can grow inside your house.
There you go, in my opinion. No, but she told me she got her seeds. It wasn't even that much money for her seeds.
No, even the dirt is expensive. I literally just came back from the Home Depot because I do have a backyard and I have a few plants, but I wanted to get more. The plants are expensive, the dirt is expensive. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't
how
know.
could somebody really struggling? What are they supposed to do?
Right, but we're talking like I said. Once I get you past this level, it's just things to do.
Yeah.
She has been growing hers for a while, and I was happy, and I told her, yeah, when you get a little sun, send me a little cucumber, whatever, on my way. But as I stated, we got to get the person past a certain level before we can even start talking other things, right? Let me just we are mad overtime here, but I think it's an important conversation. I just want to give this last story, and we'll do 60 seconds rounds of this, just so it'll be out there, right? Let me give this. So here we go. Without a paycheck or SNAP benefits, TSA officer fears she and kids will be evicted before Thanksgiving. This is a woman that has a job. Okay. LaShonda Palmer, a mother of 5 and TSA worker of 23 years. You can't tell me this chick wasn't doing the right thing. A TSA worker of 23 years is one of roughly 1.4 million federal workers who stopped receiving paychecks in October due to the government shutdown. When LaShonda Palmer started her car on Monday, October 27, she realized her inspection sticker, this is real stuff, people. Her inspection sticker was expired and a maintenance light came on, reminding her it was due for an oil change. She would typically address both matters expeditiously, but she simply can't afford to right now. Palmer, 50, is employed by the Transportation Security Administration, where she has worked for 23 years. But because of the government shutdown, which began on October 1st, she is not getting paid. I have a car note. This is real, people. I have insurance. I have a grandchild that I have guardianship over who's 6, as well as 2 of her 5 children who live with her. Palmer tells people it's extremely hard. She's also has rent due, $1,375 on November 1st, overdrawn checking and savings accounts, and mounting overdraft fees. Palmer's a lead transportation security officer at Philadelphia International Airport, is among the estimated 1.4 million federal employees furloughed or working without pay while the federal government is locked in a shutdown. She's the president of the American Federation of Government Employees, Local 333 Labor Union, which represents Philadelphia International and Wellington airports. I don't want to get an eviction notice, says Palmer, who lives in Delaware County. I'm in a position right now, come November 1st, where my rent may not get paid because I don't have it to pay it. And it's not that I don't work for it because I'm working for it. I should have it. Having worked for TSA for more than 2 decades, this isn't her first shutdown. She survived the last one during President Donald Trump's first term in 2019, which stretched to a record 34 days. This time is different and much worse, Palmer says. This was hard, but it was bearable because there was so much support then, Palmer says. However, the support is not here. Palmer says she hasn't received any assistance from the agency or from outside vendors. This furlough letter gave us, no one is accepting, she says. Not one of my utility companies or credit card companies. During the last shutdown in 2019, Palmer says she was able to get food stamps, but the current shutdown has led to federal SNAP benefits getting canceled for the month of November. We can't get food assistance because we can't apply for unemployment, she says. Now we can't get that. We're getting a food pantry list. During the last shutdown, Palmer says she also received help from a local nonprofit that serves the greater Philadelphia area. I don't think that they purposely trying to be stingy, she says, of the nearby charity programs, but what they get their funding from and their partnerships from, I don't think it's there. Palmer says she tried to go a week without one of her medications. I think Wayne talked about medications, right? But started to feel the effects of that decision, so she had to refill it. According to Palmer, TSA requires staff provide medical documentation for work absences. My question today to the manager was, what does that look like if I can't afford to go to the doctors because I have the copay? How do I get acceptable documentation? She continues, what is acceptable documentation? When I don't have gas in my car, when you can't afford childcare. Because of her union role, Palmer says she has been an outlet for TSA workers who have called her with concerns, especially those who were not part of the 2019 furlough. I just need everyone to know that us government workers, we take an oath and we're doing what we're supposed to, she says. People are coming to work and they're making a way to get here as long as they can. I don't know how long people are going to be able to do that. I wanted to share this story because this story touched my heart. This is real. 23 years. You can't tell me that this woman right here wasn't protecting her resources, wasn't trying to do the right thing. She has a grandchild that she is taking care of. 23 years. I can't put gas in my car, but y'all making me still come to work. If I call out sick, you talking about I need a doctor's note. How do I go to the doctor when I don't have the money? You talked about this, Wayne, as she tried to let go of her medication because she couldn't afford it, but then she started to feel the effects, so she had to go get her medication. Yes, Mimi, tears. This is sad. And like she said, at least the last furlough in 2019, there was other benefits that they got that helped carry them over. And for a utility company and all of that, not to honor a no, understanding that these people are not getting paid, shame on them. Shame, in my opinion.
This is really sad, and I can't imagine what she's going through because these are the times where she's supposed to feel confident. And the people that's supposed to make her feel confident, that job she didn't have for 2 decades is not. The people that we voted in is not. The benefits that's supposed to be there is not. This is sad on so many levels. It's sad, and I just don't know how y'all are expecting people to. I don't understand how they expecting people to keep living like this. Like, this is depressing. This would definitely put you in a depressive state and have you all messed up. I really don't understand what's their end goal and what's going to be the outcome of this.
Super sad. And how do you get to work when you don't have no money? Katrina?
Yeah, Diva, this is sad. I heard that the pilots and some of the flight attendants was helping some of those people out. But that's ridiculous. I mean, this woman, 23, she been there for 23 years. Basically, she's retired. She got enough years to retire, but she probably ain't got the age. And she's trying to work for her and her grandson and her children. These people, I don't get it. I mean, I really don't get it. This man ain't nothing but the Antichrist. I don't care what nobody say, because nobody want to cause harm on a human being, but you want to pocket everything for yourself. You want to turn this into a third world country so you can be a king. You mad because you didn't get the votes that you supposed to get, because I still believe you cheated. But either way, you mad with the blacks. You mad with the Mexicans. You mad with people of color. The people don't have money. If they don't have money, they don't exist in this man world. And he don't give a darn about you. It's ridiculous. And I hope that woman gets some help. Um, I know Catholic services help you with medicines and stuff like that. But it's sad that you got to go around and beg for money and beg for food when you didn't put that many years of work in your life and you got nothing to show for it. That's a messed up thing. I pray for her, and I pray for everybody that going through this, because we have to come together. If we don't come together, we're gonna fall apart, and he's gonna conquer exactly what he wants. He's gonna be the king. So we got to come together and use your head. Don't go out there and do nothing stupid, because that's what he wants to. They're not building no jails just so they can just sit there. They want to put you in there because they get a money on every head that's inside of a jail. So just do the best y'all can. Just do the best you can. Sometimes you have to lend help to somebody around the corner, up the street, around the block. Just be nice to people. And the homeless person that you might don't want to get a money to, what the preacher told you not to get a money to, you don't know who that homeless person is. The homeless person might be an angel, but you won't know. But that's all I got.
Yeah, on Ray of Sunshine, yeah, families do need to start living back together. I'm one because it was done for me. My mother said you can always come home. I lived with my mother for a long time. Father was the same way. Like if they had a home, I had a home. Families start to do and get a big house, or hey, even if you got a small house, but y'all all living under and just helping each other out. We got to help each other out. This is just devastating. 23 years at the TSA. And in the blink of an eye, her life is turned upside down. Savannah?
Diva, she might have another problem. She may be at the risk of losing her job altogether. So the Secretary of Defense put out a memo, and it should be released to the public tomorrow, instructing supervisors and anybody and human resource directors to act with speed and conviction to facilitate separation for any federal employee who is out here complaining about their furlough. Basically, if you go to the Hill .gov, you'll see the memo, but it will be released to the public tomorrow. So if she is considered and I believe she is a federal employee who is responsible for medical services, what was the other? A protection of human life, which I believe, or emergency response, which I believe TSA workers do fall. She may be in risk of losing her job altogether. And after 23 years, they be in this administration, and I'm not talking about 47, I'm talking about Congress and others. They also have the power to not give you your severance give you a severance package, or give you your full benefits that you have worked 20 plus years to mount and create, so that when you do retire, you have a nest egg that you can fall back on. So I'm hoping that's not the case, but that is good. That is their way of controlling the narrative out on social media about the furlough. He has ordered for federal employees to be fired if they're caught complaining online.
Well, they can only fire but so many people. They keep firing everybody, then they're not going to have no workers. Wayne, your thoughts?
This is deeper than, oh, just vote, your Congress people out and your senators out. It's deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
These people are actually working on how they can rig the elections. They're blatant about it. They're talking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how can you fight, when they're breaking all the laws, gerrymandering states, taking away districts that were blue and making them red. 47 told the Congress told the GOP don't even talk to the Dems. All this stuff is intentional. I mean, if he cared, you think he'd be trying to build a ballroom, $300 million, while people are off, not working? subject to high medical bills, passing away because they don't care. That's it.
Thank you, Callie.
I will reiterate, they all need to go. The most dangerous thing about 47 is he's a distraction from the wrong that everybody else is doing. I actually remember a different America, and I'm only 45, where you could buy a house in your 20s. In your 20s, you had a wedding and you had a house, you had a job with a retirement. That is what I remember. I don't remember us all living together. That's some new stuff that happened after they messed up the economy in the past 30 years. Nobody was still living at home with their parent as a grown functioning adult. If you were living at home with your parents, you was a bum. That's how it used to be until they, and it wasn't just this one man because he was not in office. They all messed up this country. He tricked people. He didn't trick me, but he tricked very gullible people into believing that he was going to make it that way again. And the only thing he has done was push us off the cliff faster. These people all need to go. I'm sorry, we got to fight the system. I'm not saying go out here and riot or get yourself hurt or anything like that, or go out here without any type of plan. But what I am saying is that I really was hoping that this is something that wakes people up. But what scares me is that if this is all being blamed on one man. So everybody thinks, well, if we just get rid of this man, everything will be fine. Not really understanding how we got here is because of these other people. So I don't care about no red, no blue, no nothing. They all need to go. They got us here. The world was not like this 30 years ago. A home that was owned by a mailman is now $1 million in Los Angeles. The same exact house. You're lucky if it's been remodeled. This is ridiculous. Do you know how much the mortgage is on a house that is $1 million? Who has that money? Realistically, who has that money? Like, all of this stuff is just, it is insane. And no, I don't feel like we should start just living worse and worse and worse. No, we need to fight the system and get it back on track. The answer is not for us to start living like we're in a third world country. That's not the answer. That's what they want us to do. So, look, I don't have a plan, but I do feel like we need to be making one.
I mean, I don't necessarily know. I hear what you're saying, but I don't necessarily know just people living together is so a third world or detrimental, because actually when it comes to the older community, it actually is better if they're living with someone. And actually in other countries, these families end up building wealth because they do live together.
Yeah, but we never had to do that before. And we shouldn't have to do that now. We're Americans.
Yeah, I don't know.
They shouldn't. Well, our way of life should not be taken from us.
Callie, give me a minute. I don't know if we never had to do that because student loans always been student loans, and there are a lot of people.
Student loans didn't always exist.
All right, I'm going to move forward. Julius, your thoughts?
Again, this was planned out. To me, I feel like, sometimes when I am in school and I think about it, I feel like it's down to a perfect science. They planned, everybody can hear me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's down to a perfect science. Workers like this who do what they do, who do what they're supposed to do, let me be very clear, who are not the stereotype, are automatically put down. And it's not right. But yet, we have people in Congress, the legislator, who don't feel like they want to play tit for tat. tit for tat. I'm sick of it.
Oh, listen, guys, it was a long night, but I appreciate y'all for hanging in there and having this tough conversation. I knew this conversation would not be easy. I just feel that definitely I'm going to continue to pray, and I'm going to continue to send a message every single day on that board to the president and the vice president to please resolve this issue. I mean, I think that lady was the best story with TSA is the fact that this woman, 23 years of working. So I'm sure she got a 401k. I'm sure, she has, some other things, but it's like, here I am. And actually $13.75 rent, but I know Delaware is a little more economical when it comes to the housing situation. I feel right now. And Pastor Jamal Bryant, thank you for putting down the legwork with this and beginning, the talks about this. And, just thank you to everybody who's working at the food banks and all of that. Much appreciated. Listen, guys, if you didn't hit that like button on the way in, hit it on the way out. Care about your family.
We're done.
What is that noise? Care about your friends, your family, and your neighbors. Good night and goodbye, everybody. If you didn't hit that like button, hit it now. The Diva's working. Have a good night. Choo choo.
Choo choo.